Howdy, welcome back. If you wouldn't mind going down, hitting that like and subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. I'm kind of excited. I want to show you everything I got done. Actually, we'll start with the base. Let's do this real quick. And if you look here, I'm not really happy with the way the ceiling looks, but I wanted it to look something like the sky, and that's as close as I could find. So you can see we got the boardwalk coming in here and going through most of the main paths. Boardwalk comes and wraps around right here. We got the little viewing area with the growing plots. As best I could mimic grass to make it look like it was kind of like AstroTurf. Went with wood paneling on the inside of this building. Yeah, so I just prettied it up quite a bit in here. Up there you can see the different alcoves. The shops have different awnings and different fascia. Went with mahogany kind of coloring on most of the wood stuff. And I added the shield control unit, as well as the shield enhancer and the shield modulator. I thought those would be a good addition. Now, let's go ahead and we'll turn this back on. I'll show you the other thing that I've got done here that I'm rather happy about. You'll notice I am not suffocating. There's oxygen out here. I went ahead and I added the Oxygenator here that is filling the shield with oxygen. A very welcome addition with this mod. And on top of that, like I said, we had a whole lot of digging to do when we last ended the other episode. So I had to add a lot more storage. I was running out of space. If we come down in here actually and look, this is the overflow from the small cargo container that's holding the iron. Yeah, it was overflowing. But we did get everything dug out. So we're pretty much ready to start doing the rest of the work. And let me show you the huge hole we've got here, where most of the extra resources came from. Just go through here. And yeah, this is a hole we dug out. And I forgot to turn off this bounding box here that's showing where the drill is digging. So let's turn on our lights here. I'm not sure if this is enough room or not for what I've got planned, but I'm hoping it is. And I think I hinted at what I was planning on doing. I'm going to do a manufacturing and sorting system that should, in theory at least, it should create all of the items I'm going to need for any manufacturing I have to do, is sort them out and keep them stocked up without using a programmable block. So it'll just be a huge system there. So I'm going to try something a little bit different with this episode. And I'm going to get started building. I'm going to put all the stuff in. And I'm going to show you what I'm thinking for the farm. After I get all of the resources I need. Or the ones I need to get started. So, let me grab those resources and we'll be right back. Wrong button. Alright, so, we're out here and we are sitting in the cavern. And I'll be honest, I don't know how far I can walk that way before I run out of oxygen, but we're gonna risk it until we just have no other choice but to put on our helmet. So we need a few of these coming straight out. Now, at this point, we are going to want a conveyor junction here. Like so. And I'm out of the shield, aren't I? Well, that's weird. Okay. Alright, we're going to want a conveyor junction there. What the heck? Alright, and then we want a straight tube. And I'm going to use these to... because eventually I'm actually going to pump oxygen out here. So let's see, we want that one there. And on here we're going to want a C channel coming up. Nope. That's the wrong one. Ah, crap. I didn't beat Bob. Okay, so we actually want a T here. And we're just going to go with the standard T. And on this, we want that. Now at this point, we're actually going to want a couple of connectors. Just like so. Now we're going to come back to the straight channel here. And we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think 6 is actually what we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Yeah, we want 6. And then we want a conveyor junction here. Like so. And one right there as well. Over here, we're going to want a couple more connectors. Just like that. And then we're going to want a T-junction here. There. And now we want an assembler. Do I have an assembler on the bar? I don't think I do. I do not. Alright, let's grab an assembler here. Okay. And we are just going to use the standard assembler, I think. Yes, because if we use the standard assembler, we can actually use this conveyor port that's on the top right now to make this not quite as long, which gives us more options for adding more to the system down the road. And I may have actually dragged that out too far. Oh well. If I did, it's not a big deal. Okay, so now we want another sorter. Oh. I am placing that wrong.
Energy low.
There we go. Yeah, I want the sorters placed like so. Except I want them here. You know what? This works. Actually, I'm going to leave it like this. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put a T here. And just an elbow here. And that will allow me to put an energy saver module right there on the top. So, oh, and an elbow here. So basically the way this is going to work... Did I forget? I did. I actually screwed up. That's why I have the extra space. Okay, come here. Fly back over here. Take that out. Take that out.
Inventory full.
Yes, I know. Go away. I forgot to put the sorters on here.
Full. Inventory
And this
full.
requires
Inventory
sorters.
full.
So what we need right here is we need a sorter going out and a sorter going in. Because we're going to use...
Energy critical.
Yes, I know. I will go get more energy in a moment. So now we can put the assembler in here. Okay. So now we can put the assembler right here like this. Now in that, we can tile this as much as we want in both directions. And that's what we're going to wind up doing. So now this assembler right here, this will manage building steel plates. And it will keep its inventory full of steel plates. And this right here will make sure that it never floods the base with steel plates. In theory. I may have to change this up. Actually, I do have to change this up. I need an overflow passage. Let me go grab some energy. We'll be right back. We're back, and I have figured out what we're gonna do. So, what we needed was we needed these connectors here. They're going to work same way they do in the ingot sorting. They're going to allow the base to use resources that the assembler makes. And they're going to drain resources out of the base periodically. This will only allow materials to come out of this assembler. And we're going to use the inventory on this connector here. The reason for using the connector is because twofold. It's inventory access. It is directional, so I've only got connection to it on one side. So it can't tie into the system next to it and screw up the inventory. And it's got a smaller inventory. So I can't overfill it. And I can't create too much items. It's capped at how many items... let's say steel plates I can actually make. So I can just let it run without worrying about running out of resources from it. In theory. And then the setup we had before. So allow iron to come in. Allow iron to come out. To hopefully keep this from getting overloaded with nothing but iron. Alright, and I built the bob so that we could get this to build and tear down quicker. So,
Energy low.
and I also changed out these two front pipes with square ones so that as we're walking down the corridor, because there's going to be steps that come down from that door. As we're walking down, we'll be able to walk through the row here and we'll be able to see which each unit is responsible for. So say steel plates, and we'll be able to turn the assembler on off. Now I just need to copy this 53 more times, 51 or 53 more times, minus Bob, and get them all set up. And that's probably going to take hours. So I will be back when that's done. Okay, we're back. And we're going to start with one of the minor changes I made. For one, I've dubbed this the foreman's apartment, and I've added an airlock to the factory back here at the back end of the foreman's apartment. That's why it's the foreman's apartment. Now, I did finish this all up, and I think it turned out pretty well. For starters, I got rid of the connectors here. You remember I had 2 sets of connectors here that managed when you were able to get things in and out of this. Those are now gone, and I've opted for just letting the sorting blocks control the inventory. This works out pretty well. So these 2 sorter blocks will control inventory flowing, ingots flowing into the assembler. This will only allow components to be sucked out of the assembler and shoved up into this connector block. The reason I'm using the connector block is so that the inventories won't merge up here. There's only one piping side to the connector block, and it's got a decent enough inventory for storing a stockpile. 80,000 liters is good enough, I think. And then these 2 sorters here will only allow, in this case, power kits to flow from the rest of the base and back into here. So for 5 minutes it runs just in the configuration you're seeing here, where ingots can flow freely back and forth, and it stockpiles whatever it's making in the assembler, and where components can come and go from this as needed. So 5 minutes you have free access to everything in storage, and then after 5 minutes are up, for 10 seconds, this will turn green. It will drain all of the components out of the assembler and shove them up into here, while this turns off so that it can't actually shove anything into the base. And this also turns to drain all and sucks all of the power kits out of the base and into here. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple design. It works pretty well. So I've got a line of 42 here doing all of the assembler items. So everything that can be made by an assembler is being made. Well, not everything, just everything I'm going to use. And over here I have all of the algae and food parts. So herbs, wheat, soy, pumpkins, cabbage, mushrooms, yada yada yada. The algae farms, those are also running on the same kind of system here. It's a little bit more compact design, and I like it. It looks pretty good in my mind, so let me know what you think. And those are all being run by these 2 timer blocks right here. So all of the inventory management has been outsourced to these 2 timer blocks, as well as the making sure we have resources. So that has also been outsourced to these 2 timer blocks. And it's making sure we've got everything we need. We should have a rather large stockpile of construction components up here. Probably an inventory full. Nope, not quite an inventory full yet. But we're getting there. So I'm rather happy with it. So, for the room, I'm probably just going to finish off into one giant warehouse. I don't think there's much more interesting thing I can do with it. But back over here, I've got 2/3 of this back wall here that is unused. So what I'm planning on doing is moving the refinery as well as the ingot storage management back into here. So all of the refining should happen back in this area, and all of the assembly. So this will just be my manufacturing center. But I'm going to work on building that with the next episode, and I'm probably going to wait until we have that done before I finish out this room and just close it off into one giant warehouse. So, I think that's going to have to be it for today. Oh, one thing is really nice. I actually have a surplus of food up here now, so I'm not worried about running out now. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. See ya.